this is a special week. Not only are we entering this week with the full moon in Virgo, Mercury is finally also going direct. So Mercury will officially be direct on the 11th. So right now we're in the shadow period and we're just about to emerge. The beauty about this is that the full moon is in Virgo, and Virgo's planet is Mercury. So you can see the alignment there. Universally, when you look at the cosmos, or when you sense the energy of the cosmos, um, the first question that comes in is, what did you learn from this Mercury retrograde? This is a perfect time for you to literally look back and see what you learned or what you experienced through the Mercury retrograde. Now, the full moon being Virgo, the emphasis is really being placed on our physical body. And again, in terms of health and wellness, right? Virgo, when we talk about Virgo, we tend to focus on, the perfectionism and, loving office supplies, all of that is true. But we forget the main point, the main thing about the theme about Virgo is about health and wellness. And so this will be really highlighted during this full moon in terms of what needs to be detoxed, what needs to be released, what needs to be healed, because it is the full moon energy. So pay attention to that. And as Mercury goes back into direct, you're going to be feeling very comfortable this week. You're going to be feeling very comfortable in your skin. Things will be very clear for you, as in like what you need to do. Now, in my full moon circle, which we did ours on Friday, and this really came in, like everyone in the group was doing some kind of detox, or eliminating a diet, or is working out more, paying more attention about your body, what it needs. Like that was like the big theme. And when I mentioned, well, that's Virgo, so it makes a lot of sense, everyone is like, whoa, everything starts to connect. So pay attention to what beautiful Virgo is guiding you to pay attention to. Like, it is springtime too. And springtime, my background, I have a master's in traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And one of the things that we learned in school is springtime is perfect for detoxing. It's actually the perfect time to detox your body, to do the juices, to do the teas, like anything to help release, anything that does not benefit the body anymore, right? And so pay attention to what you're being called to do, like physically, your body. What is your body telling you to focus on? And also pay attention to the question that I asked with the Mercury retrograde. What did you learn during the Mercury retrograde? What came up during the Mercury retrograde? So that's kind of like the energy we're working with this week. We're emerging from a retrograde, and we're in the energy of that full moon in Virgo. But at the same time, this week is very precious because of that alignment. Feeling comfortable in your life, feeling comfortable in your body. That this one kind of brings that clarity of what needs to go, what needs to be rearranged, what needs to be released in order for you to really, what am I looking for? To really feel good in your life, in your body. So pay attention to that. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. We're going to begin with our open exercise. I'm going to put the card on the screen and just take some time and write down anything that you see in the card. Now, again, this is an exercise that I started doing this month to kind of open you up to your own intuition, your own inner voice, so that you can begin to trust it. And so with this card, there's I don't have any translation for you. Each person will see something differently. Like when I look at this, I'm not even going to share mine because it might influence yours. So take some time, grab your journal, a piece of paper and pen, and just close your eyes, taking some deep breaths. Get centered. Open your eyes. Look on the screen. Look at the image on the screen and begin writing down. And right now, I'm just going to give you some time to journal. Right, so let's go ahead and move on. If you haven't yet, we have 3 cards for this week. If you haven't chosen yet, um, 1, 2, or 3, go ahead and the when I pull these cards, the question I ask is, what do we need to be to come back to alignment with our North Star? Our North Star. This is another thing, another theme that came in the full moon circle, my full moon circle, but it's what do you need in order to come back into alignment with your North Star? 1, 2, or 3, and choose which number or numbers call to you. Now, again, you can, I invite you to listen to the messages from all 3 cards because that gives you the outlook of the entire week. And then the card that calls to you is where you need to focus on, where you need to put more of your energy. That's more specifically for you. So let's go ahead and begin. So you can kind of see the 3 cards. The first card that came up, and this week we're using the Work Your Light Oracle card by Rebecca Campbell. I love this Oracle deck. So the first card that came up is the Ever Unfolding Rose, and is bringing in like the being cracked open, like it's happening for you, not to you. Oh, I love that part. It's happening for you, not to you. So the first card is the Ever Unfolding Rose, and the picture is just simply beautiful. The second card is Answer the Call. So here you are, this week we're being cracked open with this full moon in Virgo, at the same time coming back into direct, with the Mercury retrograde coming back into direct. All that experience is cracking us open, like a rose. I envision like this rose in my heart, and it is opening or has already opened. And after you have opened yourself up, or after you have been opened up, the next thing is to answer the call. You're being called to answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Now, this is something that the first exercise that I walked you through, the soul voice exercise, this will really help you to do that. So you're open, and then now it's like answer the call. What does your soul want you to do? And then the next card that came up is the Age of Light. And this card is telling you that, hey, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Like whatever your soul is asking you to do, don't be afraid, because you've already done it and you have all the tools that you need to make it happen. Like you've been training for this for lifetimes. Right, so this is beautiful. So now let's go ahead and do individually. Now, okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and start with the individual cards. So again, if you haven't yet, get centered within your heart and ask yourself, what do I need to be in alignment with my North Star this week? What do I need in order to come back into alignment with my North Star? And then see which card comes to you, 1, 2, or 3. All right, so if you chose card number 1, or I should say if card number 1 chose you, you're being called to Place your energy on the ever unfolding rose that resides within your heart. So I love this card because this is the first card in the deck. And so it really brings in that energy of new beginnings too, like a blessing of new beginnings. And so again, this card has to do with being cracked open and being cracked open. And the message with this is happening for you and not to you. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is fallen away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as much as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open, no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps as hard as it may be, life is happening for you and not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Let it crack you open. Beautiful, beautiful card and beautiful message. Now, if you are drawn to card number 2, you're being asked to answer the call. There's something that your soul wants you to do, and it is time for you to answer the call. Stop ignoring the call. Here's your message. Your guidance is divinely guided. You're being called to answer the call of your soul. It might be scary. It might not make sense. But if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's call is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step, but intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the calls of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it. But you are not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it's leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete perfect plan. There's no end destination. There's no right or wrong to do it. And you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the most resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. So your question for this week, if you were drawn to card number 2, is what is your soul calling you to do and to answer that call? Beautiful. Now, if you're drawn to card number 3, now this is the card that it says the age of light. And you're being asked, basically you're being told that you've been training for this for lifetimes. It's like a confirmation for you. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And here's your message. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There's no mistake that you are supported to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is a million times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all the people you've been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of the unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. So to end this week's forecast, go ahead and place your hand on your heart. Let's do a light activation here. And this will be for everybody. So place your hand on your heart, bring your awareness or drop that energy from your mind to your heart. See that beautiful flower blooming, open it up to receive the light from above. So see that pillar of light coming down through your crown and entering into the center of that flower. Now each person will have a different flower. One person might have a rose, one person might have chrysanthemum, one person might have a lily. It doesn't matter. Whatever flower shows up, that is your soul flower. So anchor that light at the center of that soul flower. And begin to see that light expand throughout your entire body, all around you, creating a beautiful bubble of light surrounding you. Allow the light to continuously expand. Let it cradle you. Let it expand, covering your entire home, your car, your workspace, your neighborhood. Let it just keep expanding until it is encompassing the entire world. Taking a deep breath in here. And here you're more than welcome to pull that light back to close to your body if you're feeling called to. And now repeat after me. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I call forth the soul gifts and soul trainings that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody all of them now without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. I have been training for this for lifetimes. I have been training for this for lifetimes. Taking a deep breath in here. Allow the words to sit deep within your soul. Allow the words to bless that soul flower. Open up to receive the words. Let it anchor into the deepest part of you. Beautiful. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Higher Self, for this beautiful activation and for the message, the forecast for this week. Thank you for receiving the forecast for this week. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, as well as the little bell beside it, so that every time I post a video, you'll be notified for it. And one thing that I wanted to share with you guys, I do have a book coming up in April, in the spring. It is called Empire Mom, and it is about stories as a collaborative project that I was blessed to be part of. And it's about, stories about moms who have created business with your children, and made it happen, and just talking about the journey, the struggles, and just sharing it with the world. So look out for that. I will share more information about that as we get close to it. But thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Blessings to you this week, and have a fabulous week.